get my water.
Look at that. We got nothing anywhere. We got nothing anywhere.
Why do I keep using the mouse?
There you go. You want a cup of tea?
Yes, please. I thought I would go live for a little while this evening because it's the end of June and we need to say goodbye to June, don't we? We certainly do. And we turned the heat on here. Hi, Anna Marie. Thank you for coming in. I didn't announce anything, so this is just very impromptu, right? Very impromptu. So it's quiet here tonight at Lilleybugglane. So I thought that we would chat for a little bit and say goodbye to June. Goodbye, June. Goodbye. And guess what? We turned the heat on here. We did. We have the heat on here. It's set at 68 degrees. It is 60 degrees currently outside. We're supposed to get down to 51 tonight. So June 30th, and we have the heat on here at Lilleybugglane. We certainly do. So it's cooled off quite a bit here. So not unusual for this area at all. How are you doing, Anna Marie? Are you doing okay? Can you hear me okay? Let me know. You're my sound check girl. Sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I took my nails off. So they're off. Hope you had a good weekend. We're starting the week. It might be a short week for some people because Thursday is the 4th. So some people may get Friday off. So they'll have a 4-day weekend. But I think that depends. Yes, I did, Anna Marie. Yes, I did. It's set at 68 right now. Yep, I did. I said it. I said it. We have the heat on. It's supposed to get down to 51 here tonight. So, and we don't have our winter down comforter on our bed. We have our summer down comforter on our bed. So the heat is going on. It certainly is. So, yeah. Yep. I know. Let me tell you something. If Jolly Boy wasn't so little and so unpredictable, I'd have the Duraflame heater on. I certainly would, but I'm afraid right now because he's so little, I'm afraid to turn it on because he might go underneath, you know. Thank you. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it very much. So we had a good day here today. We certainly did. We went on a little road trip. We did. And we went to a Goodwill. We did. Hi, Tina. Hi. No mint passing tonight, Tina. Oh, Anna Marie. Do you really? Or is it just a summer cold? Is it just a summer cold? I know quite a few people that have the summer sniffle, so, but hopefully you'll feel better soon. Take your zinc every day. Take your zinc, Anna Marie, because that stops replication. That zinc stops viral replication. So it's very important to take your zinc. Thank you, sweetie. Got my hot tea here to warm up my hands. My Tootsies are cold, but I'll bear it. I'll bear it. Right, Tina? Right? I know. I know. We won't be passing the mints, Tina. So don't get it. Don't get excited. Oh, my. Make sure you're on live chat so we can see everybody's stuff. So anyway, let me tell you. So we went on a little road trip today. Chewy and I did. He went and played golf very early this morning, and he was back mid-morning. And so I went ahead and got ready, and we decided we were going to take a road trip down, down towards the city. And so we did that, and we went to a Goodwill. We did. We went to a Goodwill in a Ritchie area. We certainly did. Oh, Anna Marie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Make sure you drink plenty of water and just treat yourself symptomatically. Just treat yourself symptomatically. So, we went to a Ritchie area of down near Pittsburgh, and we went to a Goodwill, and I got a few things, so I have to share them with you. Certainly do. I am looking for, because I love that green cardigan that I wore on Feminine Friday. I love it so much. So now I'm trying to find it in that beautiful Pacific blue color. I'm trying to find it in a fuchsia color. I would like to find it in a navy blue color, not necessarily to wear with that skirt, but still. So anyway, so what are you doing, Jolly? He's playing with a fuzzy toy. So it's making his nose itchy. It is. So let me show you. You all know I on Saturday at the Sink, I let you know. Well, I think I did it before that, but I'm going to be starting tomorrow, July the 1st. I'm going to be writing in cursive and in print the alphabet, upper and lowercase letters, with my right hand. Okay, because I am left hand dominant in writing. And so in order to challenge myself, I'm going to write the alphabet, upper and lowercase, cursive and print, every day in July. And this is the notebook that I'm going to be doing it in. And it's super cute. It's sparkly and has little star sparkles on it. So, and what I'll do is I'll just be writing the alphabet, and then we'll see each Wednesday how I have improved over the month. And then remember also, I'm going to brush my teeth every time in July with my right hand. Or no, I'm going to brush my teeth with my left hand, because I am only left hand dominant when I write. So I thought that would be a good way to kind of challenge myself and develop new pathways in my brain, right? That's a good way to do it, is to do things opposite, right? Do things opposite. So it went pretty good, Tina. So it went pretty good. I looked on my calendar, and there were 4 days that I woke up in the morning and I was laying on my side. So all the rest of the time, I stayed on my back for the night. But there were 4 mornings that I woke up and I was on my side with my face smashed into the pillow. And I took a picture this morning after I showered, before I put my makeup on and everything. And I took a picture, and I'm going to put them side by side. And I'll probably post them on Instagram. I didn't see a big difference. I didn't see like any difference to me looking at it, but it could just be that I was thinking it was going to be more than it was. But remember, I gua sha, so I don't know if maybe I don't carry a lot of puffiness in my face normally because of doing the gua sha and doing keto. So I don't have a lot of like puff in my face. Just under this one eye here is where I notice it in the morning. And I think it's because, my face is smashed onto the pillow, and there's just some blockage of the lymph fluid here underneath my eye. So, but I'll put the pictures side by side, and then I'll post them on Instagram, just to see if anybody, I didn't see a difference, to be quite honest with you. But, and I'll tell you something, my back did not enjoy sleeping on my back. My lower back hurt quite a bit this month. And I think it was because I was sleeping on my back. You know what I mean? Even though we have new mattresses. So I like sleeping on my side too much. You know, I like sleeping on my side too much. So anyway. Okay, so I only got one garment. Now, even though we were in a Richie area at the Goodwill, okay, and I did notice we were in a Richie area just because of the brand, the brands of the clothing, the quality of the clothing, and there were a lot of shoes. Holy moly, there were a lot of shoes. And there were a pair of Dansko clogs, my size, but they wanted $24.99 for them. And they were smoking dope if they thought I was going to pay $24.99 when I got mine at my Goodwill for $5.99, right? So I didn't get them. But they were of the higher, they were of an unusual finish. They were like a kind of like a silver aurora borealis finish on those Danskos, but they wanted $24.99 for them. I didn't see any shoes that were under $9.99 there. I certainly did not. So, but anyway, so I did get this one. I got some books too that I'm going to share with you. I did get this one garment and I really, really like it. I know, right? Way too much. This was $6.99. It's a small. This is by J. Crew and it's a chambray peasant top. And it's just long sleeves with a, look how nice that is. Instead of it being, it's got a little gather here, but it's not elastic. You know what I mean? Now, I don't mind the elastic, but I think it looks a lot smarter with a little, look at that little button. So, and then it's got smocking up here at the top, and then it's just a tie. But it is a J. Crew. So I thought that was really, really nice. So, and if I wanted to, I could wear, well, this would be good to wear now because it's chilly, right? Because it's chilly. And it's like it's not see-through, right? But you know, I will still wear a tank top underneath of it just for a modesty layer. But I thought this was super cute. So I went ahead and got this, and this will look cute with white shorts, khaki shorts, capris, you know. So I went ahead and got that. That was the only clothing garment that I got. And you know what's so funny? I was looking so hard for those cardigans. Oh, that green cardigan, I think it's by Worthington that I wore Friday. I love that thing. I wasn't sure I was going to love it. I put that thing on and I love it. I love it. You all know, okay, how much do I love the Dear America series from Scholastic, right? Did Jen come in here? Jen, you snuck in. Hi, so glad you're here. Just showing my Goodwill goodies that I got at the Richie Goodwill today. We took a road trip and we went to the Richie area and went to a Goodwill. You all know how much I love the Dear American series from Scholastic, right? I've shown you those books before. And I think I've gotten 2 of them lately at the Goodwill. I just found another one. I'd love to get the whole Dear America series, right? This one is Dear America, A Light in the Storm, a Civil War Diary of Amelia Martin, Fenwick Island, Delaware, 1861. And you see, look, $2.99. When I pay $1 for my books at my Goodwill, $2.99 in the Richie area, but still. But look at that. Look at her. Look at Amelia Martin, right? And I love these books. If any of you have young girls, right, I'd say 8 to 11. 8 to 11. I've talked about these before. These are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And look how pretty. It's got the ribbon to keep your place. To me, these are on par with the Little House on the Prairie. They certainly are. And I love to read about different eras or different periods. And I love to read about young girls and young women and, you know, the things that they had to do and like domestically and also, you know, like house chores and how they lived their lives, the things that they liked and stuff like that. So I was very, very excited about this. So I think this is the third Dear America book that I have found at the Goodwill. So super excited about that one, right? You know how I love that. Just love it. Then I found this and I've never even heard of it before. This is a story for girls from 7 to 12. This is called Little Maid of Narragansett Bay. This is a novel about colonial times, and this was originally published in 1915 by Alice Turner Curtis. And this includes a paper doll from the turn of the century. So, and this was $2.99. But look at that. And look at how sweet that is. Now, this is a reprint. So this is a book that was written in 1915, and they have just reprinted it. The Little Maid Historical Books by Alice Turner Curtis. Delightful stories for younger girls of various episodes in the history of colonial America. The books were originally published at the turn of the 20th century. The plots, based on actual happenings, feature individual heroines. And the Little Maid series features Old Philadelphia, Old New York, Maryland, Old Maine, Old Connecticut, Ticonderoga. Who's going to give me an award for saying that right? Ticonderoga, Provincetown, Virginia, Narragansett Bay, Newport, Massachusetts Colony, and Mohawk Colony. These are by Applewood Books. Originally $12.95. A paperback reprint of series of long-remembered historical novels for girls 7 to 12. So, and I want to show you this. Look. There's the paper doll. And then here's her outfit. I'm not going to cut it out, but this will be very interesting to read, won't it? It will. Isn't she cute? I know. Look at that. Look at her beautiful little shoes. And then you've got her little outfit back here. Isn't that pretty? So I'm looking forward to reading this. $2.99. So goes along with what I like, the kind of stuff I like to read. Okay, you're never going to guess this. You're never going to guess this. I must have a magnet on me. I must have a magnet on me, right? Look what I found. This is another Scholastic Dictionary of Idioms. More than 600 phrases, sayings, and expressions. So, oh, wait, where did it go? Where's our idiom book? Where is our idiom book? Where did it go? Hold on a second. Where did it go? Did somebody take it? Huh. I'm missing our idiom book. That is not making me happy. I wonder where it went. I wonder if Chewy or Louise borrowed it. They might have. Now that's just weird, isn't it? Huh. Anyway, you know we have our idiom book that we use on Circle Time, right? That I got that is Scholastic, right? Well, look, I found another one. It's a different one, right? Because it looks different. But, yeah, full of beans, full of hot air. get away with murder, get a handle on something, pull the wool over your eyes, put all your eggs in one basket, pull yourself together. Pull yourself together for July. So anyway, I found another idiom book. So I must have a magnet on me, right? I must have a magnet on me. So I found that. I certainly did. So that's all I got today at the Ritchie Goodwill. So we also went to Costco and looked around there. I wanted to check out the blueberries, right? I wanted to see if there was any appeal sticker on the blueberries, and I didn't see any. I certainly didn't. So that was very interesting. And I did see quite a few people with blueberries in their baskets. I know. They looked real, Tina. I don't know. They looked real. So anyway, what I did this afternoon was I tried on a bunch of skirts that I have because I wanted to see if I needed to alter them or, do anything to them so that they will be ready to go for Feminine Friday, right? So I do have to repair this top. I got this top at my Goodwill, but guess what? There was a string hanging down, and of course, what did I do? I pulled the string and it let out the hem in the back. You see that? So I have to turn this under and I just have to stitch it because see what happens when you pull a string? See how the hem fell out of it? So I have to fix that, but that'll be easy. That's just a zip on the sewing machine, but be very careful when you pull a string. Easy fix, Tina. You are right. Easy fix. So I have these skirts here, and I do have to alter them a little bit in the waist. I'm going to bring them in a little bit in the waist, but these are the skirts that I have to fix the waist on. So these will be ready for Feminine Friday. So I'll be doing that this week. And I had Chewy bring down my sewing machine. So it's ready to go. And I'll just spend an afternoon just very quickly putting darts in the back waist. That's usually how I take in the waist. And I don't need to alter the sides or the length of any of them. So I have my, and today I started looking through my pictures in the, I have a lot of our pictures in those, those shoe boxes that they sell at the Dollar Tree that are plastic, but you can kind of see through them a little bit and they have the white lids on them. I have a lot of our hard copy pictures from all the way back from when Bunny was a little boy. I have a lot of those pictures in those boxes. So I started looking through the ones that I know start when we lived in West Virginia, which is where I saw that rainbow that I told you about. So I did look. I think I looked through half of one of the boxes because you get so distracted when you're looking at pictures, right? When you're looking at old pictures. And so I will be hopefully finding those before Wednesday's circle time. So because I wanted to show you the rainbow pictures, the hard copy pictures that I have. So there you go. Did you just hear that? That was a firework. There were fireworks last night in the neighborhood. There were fireworks Friday in the neighborhood. So it'll start. We have plenty of fireworks to set off, but I don't know if we'll set them all off on July 4th or if we'll save some for November to celebrate. So Chewy put our brand new flag out on the flagpole out front, and we have our flags in front of the boxwoods along the brickwork there. So Yeah. Yeah. Tina, so I hear a lot of people, okay? I hear a lot of people bitching and complaining about, this time of year and people setting off fireworks and why aren't you thinking about the animals that are scared and, how inconsiderate it is for people to do that when, there's animals that get scared and everything like that. And, I always think to myself, the 4th of July is coming. You, not you, Tina, but you in general as a dog owner or an anxious dog owner or an anxious animal owner, right? You know that this time of year comes once a year, right? Just like with New Year's Eve, right? That would be another time that fireworks would be set off, right? And I always think to myself, you know, why don't you prepare as an animal person, right? So you can put your anxious animal, there you go, Tina. There you go. You can put them in an interior bathroom, right? With some water and a blanket, and you can go sit in there and pet their little heads and tell them that everything's going to be okay, right? Because we've humanized the animals now. You can get them one of those thunder coats. I don't know if anybody remembers that from back in the day, that infomercial. You can get them a thunder coat. You can you can put blankets up at your windows. Right, Tina. Thank you. Thank you. And it's not that I am not sympathetic to the animals. Do you know what I mean? It's not that I'm not sympathetic to them, right? But I shouldn't have to quell that, right? Put them in a kennel and put a blanket over the kennel to, muffle the sound and make it dark so that they'll be okay. You know what I mean? And if you need to, you always got the Benadryl. I mean, people give it to their kids to knock them out. Give it to your damn animal to knock them out. But, right, Tina, right. And I mean, I just don't understand the big, hi, Fran, hi. I don't understand the big thing that, because with our cats, I mean, we've been setting the fireworks off since, the spring, right? And they just go where they go. If they go under a chair, they go under a chair. If they go up underneath the bed, they go up underneath the bed. But I know, right, Tina? I know. So, but I just have to wonder to myself, what, it's coming. It's coming. So, but anyway, so we've got our patriotic stuff up. And I brought the burgers up from the freezer downstairs. So that was nice. And it gave me the opportunity to take a good inventory too, because we always store our meat at the bottom of the freezer, right? Because if the power goes out and you have a chest freezer, well, at least ours is. Ours will, yeah, you do have to worry about that, Fran. You do. Anna Marie. Yes. Yes. Well, I don't think it would be a problem, Anna Marie, unless they're like professional grade fireworks. Do you know what I mean? Oh, did you, Tina? Oh, good. Good. Now, ours, Tina, it says it in the manual that when the power goes out, oh, good, good. Well, you can always have your garden hose with a good sprayer on it. Do you know what I mean? Right, Fran? I know. There's probably loud music around you all the time, isn't there? There is. There is. Um, but our manual on our freezer says that if the power goes out, that the I don't know what's in it, but that it will lower to the bottom quarter of the freezer to keep it cold. Do you know what I'm saying? So they recommend storing the meat at the bottom quarter of your chest freezer, at least the one that we have, Tina. So, and it tells you not to open it, right? Just like with your refrigerator and your freezer in your kitchen, right? You know, if the electricity goes out, you want to do everything you can not to open it, right? And you've got a good 48 hours, that your stuff will keep in there, right? As long as you don't open it up. So anyway, it's a little bit breezy. You might be able to hear the wind chimes. I know Max Velocity was going to go live at 8:15 because, can I tell you, I didn't know that there was like a Category 4 hurricane quickly approaching the Caribbean. Hurricane Burl. Do you, Fran? Do you? Oh my gosh, I wonder how you, I'm wondering how you got that into your place, Fran. I'm wondering. So anyway, I have to tell you about this. You know I love the body cam videos, right? You know I love the body cam videos. Guess who I saw? They did not get arrested, but I was reading Tina, we have the heat on here. When I came on, it was 60 degrees. It's supposed to get to 51 tonight here. So I have the heat on. Did they really, Fran? That is so nice of them, isn't it? That is so. Now, do you have a, is yours a walk up or do you have an elevator? Do you have like a, what do you call those? A freight elevator? Or did they have to bring it up 3 walk ups? Oh, that is so nice of them if they did, right? That is so nice of them. That's work, isn't it? That is certainly work. No elevator. So they did it. Can you imagine that, Tina? Lugging a chest freezer up 3 walk-ups, right? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad, Fran, that you were able to do that you were able to get it in there, right? And that they were able to get it up there and you're able to have it, in your apartment. Because I'm sure that brings, let me tell you something. We didn't always have a chest freezer. And we don't have that one that you can put a body in. You know what I mean? We don't have that kind. Ours is a 5. We were looking at a 5 and a 7. And I think Chewy said, let's start out with a 5. And if we like that enough, then we'll go to a 7. And we've had the 5. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of room. There's a lot of room in a 5. There is. And we thoroughly enjoy it. We thoroughly enjoy it. You have a 5, Tina, too? Okay, so yours is the same size as ours. And do you guys have the basket that slides from side to side, Fran? Do you have that too? Anna Marie, if you're still here, do you have a freezer chest? Oh, okay. Okay. I think we've had ours for like 2 or 3 years now. I think we've had ours for like 2 or 3 years. But Fran, that was one of the reasons that we got one, was because of that. And just to have some good preps and to be able to keep them, frozen, because you can freeze things better. Let me tell you what I did. the other day. I jarred because I do a lot of my um, storage, my ingredient storage. I do that in mason jars with oxygen absorbers. And I just jarred 20 pounds of Domino's granulated pure cane sugar. We bought a 20-pound bag, and I jarred it all up and, sealed it and everything and took it downstairs because we were, hi, Jolly. Come here, sweetie pie. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, there's the jolly boy. There's the jolly boy. What you doing? I can feel his heartbeat when I hold him like this. And you have a fast heartbeat. You do. You have a fast heartbeat. There he is. There he is. Can I tell you something? We have an expensive, well, it was expensive for me to buy, but before we got Jolly, before we had Sir, we bought a really nice cat bed, right? I know, Tina, right? I know. We bought a really nice cat bed at PetSmart, right? I really liked it. And it sits in between these two chairs down on the floor. And do you know, none of the cats would get into that cat bed. And can I tell, bless you, Jolly. And can I tell you, was it Friday? He got in it and fell asleep. And do you know, that's where he's been napping now every single time, is in that damn expensive cat bed. And I was like, finally, somebody's laying in that damn thing. But anyway, okay, Fran, what did you say about you have a stand-up freezer like a refrigerator, Anna Marie, with a stand-up freezer like a refrigerator. Can I tell you something? My in-laws have that down in their basement, and I debated back and forth when we got the chest freezer. I debated as to whether or not I wanted a stand-up freezer instead of a chest freezer, but they were hard to get at the time, and the chest freezers, we just happened to be at the right place at the right time when they came in, so we got the chest freezer. But Chewy's, my in-laws, they have chest freezers that are upright in their basement. So I don't know if I don't know if I would like that better. The only reason I would like a stand-up better, like that looks like a refrigerator, is because you would be able, when you open the door, you would be able to see everything stacked up, right? Where with a chest freezer, you can't see everything stacked up. So you have to keep very good inventory in a chest freezer, right? So if you take something out, you have to mark it off the list of what's in the chest freezer, because I have two wipe boards that are magnetic, and they are on the side of the chest freezer that tells me everything that's in there. So every time I take something out, I have to, mark it on the list so that we know there's something missing out of there. You know what I mean? Where if I was to have one that would just pull the door open, you could just look at, you could see, okay, I have 4 of this, I have 3 of these, I have, you know what I mean? So, but we'll see. If we had a house with a attached garage, right? Because our garage is farther back in the yard. If I had a garage that was attached to the house, I would probably get another freezer and do a stand-up freezer. You know what I mean? And have one like down in the basement, and have one You had a chest freezer and now you have a stand-up. Very interesting. Very interesting. We may do stand-up the next time, if we feel the need for a bigger one. I've seen the smaller stand-up chest freezers. You know what I mean? Like apartment size ones that look like mini fridges, but they're freezers. I've seen those too. And I've seen chest freezers the size of mini fridges, and you just lift the top up. And you can put them like as end tables, put, material over them and have them as end tables. So if you have very limited space, like if you're in an apartment or an efficiency, but you still want to be able to prep a little bit, you could do that. You know what I'm saying? You could get the ones that look like mini fridges that you just lift up and make those end tables, right? And you could just put a nice tablecloth or a nice piece of material over them, and they're end tables. See? So you got to be thinking when you're trying to save space and stuff, like in an apartment or an efficiency or something like that. Oh, that's interesting, Fran. That is very, very interesting. That's interesting. I've watched a couple of the Jewish women on YouTube, and they have a kosher kitchen and they have a weird. So do Anna Marie. So does my in-laws. Both of theirs have key locks, but they have a handle, but they also have a key lock. Both of their freezers do. Could that be a safety thing? It might be a safety thing. You know what I mean? It might be a safety thing. But I've watched a couple of the Jewish women on YouTube that, do videos and stuff, and they have a kosher kitchen and they have a regular kitchen. And that is very, very interesting, because it'll be almost the same exact kitchen with the same exact utensils and everything, right? But one is kosher for when they do their Friday, what is that called? Shabbat dinner. They'll use their kosher kitchen, and then like during the week they'll use their regular kitchen. I think that's fabulous. I really do. I think that's fabulous. I have a couple of friends that they have like kosher cupboards. You know what I mean? Where they keep particular dishes, like bowls and spoons and things like that they'll use for their meals. And then but they just use their regular kitchen. But I think there's a rule where you have to clean the counter every time or something like that. I'm not real sure. So does anybody have any July goals that they would like to share? Anything that you're hoping to achieve or accomplish in the month of July? There's 31 days, so you do have 31 days to get things done, right? You do. I'll tell you, the time is just going by so quick. Now, my brother-in-law is a principal up in northern New York State, okay? Can I tell you, they just got out of school last week. The students. So, because on Father's Day, no, it would have been 2 weeks ago, because on Father's Day, the students had one more week in his school district, and then the teachers had an additional week without the students. Then they were on vacation. So last week would have been the teachers' last week until everybody was on vacation. What do you think of that? At the end of June. But they don't go back to school until after, what is that, Labor Day in September? Labor Day, right? So they don't go back until then. But yeah. Labor Day. Labor Day, that was started to give, was that started to give the workers a day, paid day off? I'm not sure. I'll have to look up how that started. You know what I mean? How that started. I found out something very interesting. You know how Biden during the debate said that he broke Medicare, right? Well, I don't know if you were aware of this, but prior to I believe it was 83, prior to 1983, Social Security was not taxed. It was tax-free. And anybody want to guess who wrote the bill, who authored the bill to start taxing Social Security? Anybody? Anybody at all? You're right. Joseph Robinette Biden. He certainly did. He did. And it passed. So that's when they started to tax Social Security. I believe it was in 83. I believe 1983 is when that passed. So there you go. Ha! No, Tina, he does not. Yes, Anna Marie, upstate New York. Upstate New York. My brother-in-law is a principal at a school. And so the kids, the weekend after Father's Day, the kids still had to go. And then the teachers had one more week after that, which would have been last week, right? So they just got out of school, just officially ended for students and teachers this past Friday up in upstate New York. So I know, right? That's really late. And like I said the other day too, I know that there are some southern states and like southern school districts and things like that. They start back to school like the first week of August because they get out in May. Like, you know, the second half of May. You know, I always remember that we would get out like June 6th. By June 6th, we were out of school and we wouldn't go back until after Labor Day. Like the Monday after Labor Day is when we would start school every year, right? But now it's craziness. Yeah. Yeah. So this hurricane, what the hell, right? Now, I know there were 2 tropical storms in the Gulf, right? I know there were 2 tropical storms there. You finished June 12th. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Just rest and relax, Anna Marie. Just rest and relax. Although, let me tell you something. Friday, all the school stuff's going to be out in the stores, right? We're all gonna relive our back to school time. You go back the last week of August. The teachers, because usually the teachers have a week, don't they, before the students come back? But I know there were 2 tropical storms in the Gulf at one time, right? Because wasn't there like Alberto and there was another one, but I don't know if that ever got to the point where June 12th. Okay, so you have a little bit of time before the kids come back, right? Right. Okay, Tina. Yeah. I don't pay attention to that anymore. Been there, done that. I don't keep track of that stuff anymore. I just look to see when the school buses, you know what I mean? When I see the school buses, I know that the kids are back in school. So I don't keep track of the school calendars anymore. So what are you doing? What are you doing? He's so funny. He'll play with anything. Right? I know, right, Tina? It's like, and it's so weird when you don't have to think about that stuff anymore, right? And it's so weird when you see all this school stuff that's going to be coming out here, the fabulous school stuff, the pencil cases, the pencils, the folders, the notebooks, and you don't have to buy them anymore. And you're at the store and you see the parents looking like they want to, punch themselves in the face because, yeah, they want to punch themselves in the face because they've got 3 pages of back to school supplies to buy, right? And they're just like, we would always, let me tell you something, as soon as that school stuff came out, I would tell Louise, let's go. We're going right now. We're getting it while we can. Because you always want to be the early bird. That way you get the best selection, right? You get the best selection. Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me tell you something, Jen. Here you go, okay? Here you go. I pay school taxes, okay? But I'm not going to send a 24-roll pack of toilet paper to the school. I'm not doing it. What the hell are my taxes for? Right? What the hell are my taxes for? I'm not sending paper towels. I'm not sending toilet paper, right? So does ours, Anna Marie. So does ours. I'm not sending Clorox wipes. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I pay taxes, and I pay a lot of, well, Chewy pays taxes. And our taxes are very high. Our school taxes are very, very high. They won't. I think when Louise was in elementary school, a box of tissues was on the list. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Right. 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 And I've even heard of teachers, like the first week of school, sending home a supply closet list for their rooms specifically. You know what I mean? With like pencils and toilet paper and, things like that. And again, where are my taxes going? Where are my taxes going if you're asking me to do that? Right? If you're asking me to do it. I mean, I think it's a legitimate question, right? I think it's a legitimate question. I mean, I'd rather have like a guardian angel coat closet for the school for children that don't have winter coats or something. I would be more than happy to contribute to that, but right. You just wonder what your taxes are being used for. I can tell you what they're being used for, but oh, really, Anna Marie? That's interesting. That's interesting. I would be, right? Is that on your school list, Anna Marie, for the kids, the supply list? It is, Tina. It is. It is. Well, part of the thing is I don't think a lot of schools have janitors anymore. I don't think they have janitors anymore. I remember when I was in school, we had janitors. You know what I mean? That would clean up and, wipe down everything. And, if a child got sick, they would get called to the room and they'd sprinkle that cherry smelling stuff over the vomit in the room. Remember that? That's like Right, Jen. Right. Right. Anna Marie. I think we have, I think there's like this thing called like a weekend backpack or something like that. I think ours does that too. I think ours does that too. No, it's not Jen, right? Do you remember it? It would look like it was like in a can, right? Do you remember? It was in a can, and he would come in, right? And he was usually wearing like the khaki shirt and the khaki pants, right? And he would have the his name right here, and he'd have the mop with the bucket, and he'd have like a push broom, and he would bring in that thing, and he would just sprinkle it, and then the whole room would smell like cherries, right? Do you remember that? The whole room would smell like cherries. So I just read a hack on Instagram that you can put coffee grounds over vomit and it'll take the smell away just like that, right? Because that's like the worst thing. You have a full-time custodian? I don't know if a lot of schools do. I don't know if a lot of schools do anymore. Do you know what I mean? Anymore. Oh, can I tell you something? I think it's similar to that, Anna Marie. I think that ours is similar name to that. Can I tell you something? You know how much I love little Asian children, right? I think they're so adorable. They're just adorable. And on YouTube, they show pictures of like Japan, Korea, the little children at school, and the things that they do at school during the day. They are so adorable, and they clean. They clean their own schools. The children do. And like everybody has a job, and like after lunch, they clean the room after lunch. They clean the room after at the end of the day. They're so cute. And in the mornings, they all come in and they stand at their desk and they say good morning to the teacher. And then, like, they'll stretch their arms up high like this. And then they bend down and touch their toes. And then they come back up and stretch their arms up like this. And then they sing a song and they clap to welcome the day in. It is adorable. It's adorable. It is. Ugh, it is. And I love how they wear uniforms. And like over in Britain, they wear uniforms. Yes, yes. And the uniforms they wear are so cute. And like over in like Japan and Korea, when the little children go out on field trips, they all have the same color hats on and the same color shirts on, so that the teachers know where their children are. Oh, it's just adorable. It is so cute. It is so cute. It is. I don't think our school district has uniforms anymore. I don't. They used to, and we're a public school system here, and they did have uniforms, and it was a wonderful thing. But I think that that has changed now, unfortunately. I think it's a good thing. I do. Right, Anna Marie? Right. Yeah, I think it's important, Anna Marie. You know what I mean? Everybody come up and get a Clorox wipe and wipe your desk off at the end of the day. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. That's a good habit to start, right? I do too, Jen. I do too. Let me tell you something. I don't think, I don't think wardrobe becomes an issue socially until I would say, good, until I would say maybe fourth grade. So like K through 3, I don't think the kids realize that some kids might not be wearing brand, fashionable stuff and other kids are wearing fashionable stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because they haven't like been corrupted like that yet. You know what I mean? But when it gets to like fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, where you're in intermediate, that's when I think kids start to notice and they'll like socially start to notice things like that. And that's why I think uniforms are so important, is because it puts everybody, on the same as far as dressing goes. Do you know what I mean? And in high school, I think it's very, very important because, some kids don't know how to dress, and, parents don't see anything wrong with the way the students dress. And I mean, I think there should be a dress code for teachers also, because let me tell you something. I have seen some teachers that look like they are going out for, some hunting on a Friday night, if you get my drift, right? Or they just stepped off the pole. They did. Somebody is my legs, right? Ugh. So anyway, so I don't see anything wrong with uniforms. There are people that think that, that it stifles their expression and it doesn't allow them to express themselves. And let me tell you something right now. It takes a ton of stress off of the children. It takes a ton of stress off the kids, and it takes stress off the parents too. Hello, Jen. Hello. For anyone, right? For anyone. Right? I know. I mean, I think back to what my teachers wore in school, and I look at what the teachers wear today, and I think to myself, what in the world? What in the world? Right? It's just craziness, isn't it? It is craziness. That is the slopification of America. And that is the lowering of the standards and the erosion of our social morals. That's exactly what that is. And I don't care what anybody says. Right. And see, Anna Marie, teachers should not be allowed to wear leggings in school. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. Right? Yeah, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be allowed. Not sorry. Not sorry. You don't want to, especially in high school, and, take this for what you will, right? But you don't want to be a distraction in high school, right? You don't. And it's just unnecessary. It's unnecessary to, bless you, to dress like that. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If I'm a parent and I go into a school to speak to a teacher and she's standing there in her Lululemon leggings, right? I am not going to take you seriously. I'm not going to take you seriously. Not doing it. Or ripped jeans. Right. Right. Lead by example, right? You have to lead by example. When I was in school, I'm trying to think, because I didn't have male teachers until, no, because when I was in middle school, girl gym teachers where women taught the girls and men taught the boys. Well, I prove that, don't I, Anna Marie? I certainly do. I certainly do. That's just like some of these people that I see on videos doing like, Dollar Tree hauls or doing Bath and Body Works hauls or doing, these kinds of hauls. And, they're all like tits out. And I'm thinking to myself, why don't you put that in your, title? Tits out Bath and Body Works haul, right? Tits out Dollar Tree haul, massive cleavage, Oh, Anna Marie. Oh. No. I can't even, right? I cannot even. Tina. Well, you know what, Tina? Here's the thing. People bitch and complain. Boobs and book review. There you go. People complain like, my videos aren't getting any views. Watch my videos and all this kind of stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, you got enough shit show of a life. Why don't you start monetizing on that, right? Drunken Dollar Tree haul. I mean, come on. We all know you're sipping we all know what you got in that big hydro flask that you're sucking off of during your hauls, right? We all know what you got in that cute little plastic cup with the lid on it that you got for $1 and a coin at the Dollar Tree. It ain't water. It certainly is not. Just like you think all these wine moms that are, hanging around at the park and, doing all that, taking their kids to their sporting events and stuff, and they've got their little Yetis and their Stanley Cups and stuff. What the hell do you think's in the Stanley Cup? You think it's water? You think it's cucumber water? No, it ain't. It ain't. It's Pinot Grigio. Turtle time! My jolly boy. He's looking at himself in the computer. I'm so glad we found you. I certainly am. Oops. Tina. Thank you, Jen. Don't be surprised. Yeah, but here's my thing. Why don't people start? I mean, come on. If you're a shit show, right? Lean into it, right? If you've got a reputation as a bitch, lean into it, right? Just lean into it. Come on. You may be surprised. You may pick up a few hundred or a few thousand subscribers, right? If you're on a new medication, put it in your title. If you're trying to regulate your medication, put it in a title, right? If you are looking absolutely cute one day, put it in the title, right? If you didn't give two shits and rolled out of bed and decided that you were going to put up a video because you got to put up a video every single day to keep your channel in the algorithm and every day, and you love that Google Green, right? Hot mess. Let's have a hot mess of a chat, right? Put it in the title. Start Ozempic and omelets. There you go. There you go. I'm panicking and prepping. Right? I mean, come on. I've got a rash. Let's talk about it. Tits out. I've got a rash. I mean, I've got a t-shirt on, but I'm not wearing any pants. Just, put that pantsless Dollar Tree haul. You can do that, right? Come on. Come on, right? Get with it. Lean into things, friends. Lean into things, right? How's that song go? Let's give them something to talk about, right? So there you go. There you go, right? Anyway, friends. Oh, those Stanley Cups, right? What about those Stanley Cups? Then come to find out, there was lead in them. How fabulous is that? All those dumb bitches went out and almost killed people for those Stanley Cups, right? And then come to find out they had lead in them. That's hilarious. I just love it. I just love it. I love it. Yeah, here's another title you could do. FOMO, right? Right. Let me tell you something though. Let me tell you something. There's a conspiracy theory about the lead, not in the Stanley Cups, but just lead in general. There's a conspiracy theory about that. We may talk about that. Maybe during circle time when more of our friends are available and we can talk about it, because I recently saw a video and they talked about that lead. Remember the commercial? Oh, on Zoom, Anna Marie? No, no. See, if you're going to say yes, Anna Marie, if you're going to say that, if you're going to say yes to the question that I asked you, that is part of the agenda of desensitizing, right? Right? Because children shouldn't see that stuff. Children shouldn't see that stuff. I think after the age of 5, you shouldn't be seeing your children, that shouldn't be a thing after the age of 5. But that's just me. I'm a real prude. I'm a prude. I am. I'm a prude. I'm a prude. I think a lot of things got caught on Zooms. Oh my gosh, right? I think, yes. Shame on them, Anna Marie. Shame on them. Right? Ugh. But I think a lot of things got caught on Zoom that shouldn't have been caught on Zoom. Let me tell you something. Chewy, a couple of times, had to kick people off of Zoom, and he told them, go change your clothes, appropriately dress, and then come back in. I'll bring you back in. So there were a couple of people that during Zoom meetings, he would set up a Zoom meeting and people would show up that were required to show up. And there was a couple of times when he had to tell them, you're out, go change, and come back in. Right? I know, Anna Marie. How did this happen? I can tell you exactly how it happened, but that's for another time. Can you hear that crinkling? Oh, I bet, Anna Marie. I bet. Well, but here's the deal, Anna Marie. As teachers, you saw and heard it all. And as parents, we saw, right, things that we weren't necessarily right. Right. Those poor children, right? All of them. Because they lost 2 years of learning, basically. Right? They lost 2 years of learning. And I'll never forgive it. I'll never forgive it. I don't give a shit who you are, what you say to me. I don't care. I'm never forgiving it. Never ever. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yep, they are. All right, friends. I just wanted to stop by and end the month with a little bit of a chat. I wanted to share my things that I got with you so they can get put away. I cannot stand, right? I can't stand to have things piled up around me. So I have things and I want to share them and I want to put them away, right? Because you want to keep things neat and tidy. You want to keep things neat and tidy. And Wednesdays, usually Wednesday mornings, I start gathering things for circle time. Look at him. Oh, bless you. That's a little piece of flannel that was in his original bed when he first came here. So I've kept it. And I just kind of, I know, Anna Marie. None of us can. None of us can. Oh, it's at the beginning, Fran. It's at the beginning. You're good. It was just a few things. 3 books and a top. Just a casual top. Just a casual top. The shoes were too expensive, Fran. I would have gotten those Dansko clogs if they hadn't been $24.99, but we were in the Ritchie area. We were in. Good night, Anna Marie. It was nice to chat with you. It certainly was. Have a great week this week. I'll see you Wednesday for circle time. I will. Good night. Good night, Tina. Nice to chat with you, Fran. It was great to chat with you too. Good to have a couple of people in here just for a nice little chat. Happy July to you all, which starts tomorrow. Don't forget to put your flags out. Don't forget to put your flags out. Okay? Are we ready? I think we're ready. I hope you are happy. I hope you are happy. I hope you are healthy. Take your zinc every day, Anna Marie. It is up to us. It is. And I hope you are safe. I certainly do. Keep an eye on that hurricane as it goes through by the Caribbean. See what pathway it's going to take so that you are prepared if it comes up the eastern coast. So good night, Fran. Good night, everybody. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you're visiting, and we hope you enjoyed your visit. Good night.